Okay, so I'm going to talk about study skills and developing your study skills. So if you guys already know about this, bear with me, but I'm just going to try and describe it the best I can and what we provide in a way that supports you. So study skills are basically about how to go about studying at university, everything that you really need to know. So it's about mastering the skills you need for university study, some of which you might already have, some of which you might not. So study skills are anything from how to organize your time and how to organize your studies, a selection of IT and computer skills for even things like how to use Moodle, our kind of online lecture and document system, listening, reading and note making for lectures, critical and independent thinking skills. So learning how to think is one of the key skills that we have at university. One of the main things that people want to do at university or learn as a skill is how to write their essays and assignments, both the process of going about that, how to deal with all of the reading, how to take notes and synthesize that into their own arguments, and how to write them in an academic way, how to structure an essay, that kind of thing. When you get to the later stages, you might be looking at research and dissertation writing skills. Also things like how to do an exam, how to approach revising for an exam, and how to approach the strategy of an exam, as well as the content, and the maths and statistics, which you may or might not be covering depending on what your course is. So in our department, so we're Birkbeck Study Skills, and we offer a variety of things to help support you alongside what you're studying on your courses. So think of it like what you're studying on your courses is the content, and what you're studying, how you go about studying, is study skills. So we offer study skills and writing workshops throughout the year. We do a big block of them now. So currently I'm coming back from the first of our dissertation boot camps that we run for postgraduate students. At the beginning of the academic year, we run what we call Get Ahead, Stay Ahead, which is a set of workshops designed to set you up for the beginning of the academic year that run throughout September. They also run throughout the academic year. We also run one-on-one tutorials and offer advice from a number of our staff, either based on fragments of your writing or feedback from your lecturers, etc. We've got an incredibly wide range of online resources. So as I've said, like everything that we do, so this presentation, the recording of this presentation will be available for you in the future. And everything that we ever do in terms of workshop slides and recordings, any self-study tutorials that we design, or any other recommendations of like really helpful stuff and other links from other universities, we put them all in one place on the Birkbeck Study Skills Moodle module. So if you ever want an example of that, there's the Birkbeck Study Skills self-study tutorials, and let me just open these and drop them into the chat box. So it's an example of what we do that you can look at before you actually come up to Birkbeck College, because it's just on our website. Chat box. Paste. Right, so I've opened that link, that's I'll put in the chat box, and you can see what we mean by study skills, because it's like about 15 to 20 tutorials that you can look at before you even arrive. Where am I? I'm here. Okay, so moving on. So in terms of our staff, workshops and resources, we have resources, or we have service and resources that run centrally. So I work for the Central Study Skills team. We're available to all students of any course at any level. But there are also 5 different schools at Birkbeck. So there's the School of Law, the School of Art, the School of Business, the School of Science, and the School of Social Science, History and Philosophy. All of those schools have their own learning development staff and services. So you can see here's a little clip here of the Birkbeck Study Skills Moodle module. You can see we've got a whole suite of study skills resources, writing skills resources, and we also have subject-specific help, and we offer one-to-one tutorials. This is just a small segment of the many different things that we offer on the website. It wouldn't all fit on the one page. So, for example, the School of Law offers very similar service. So learning at university, becoming an effective independent learner, completing your essays and assignments, critical thinking and argumentation, as only a small selection of what they offer. But the point is that there's a mass of resources available both centrally and within the schools. So there's a number of different staff, workshops and resources. They're all there to help you to make your life easier. So William said earlier that we know Birkbeck students are hardworking, dedicated, etc. But like, we don't want you to kill yourselves. So half of the work of being at university is knowing how to do it. So I came back to university in my 30s, and I came back to Birkbeck actually. I did a master's in education, power and social change in the School of Ship. And my gosh, I never worked so hard in my whole life because I forgot how to do it. My first degree was a sculpture degree that I did 15 years earlier. And I came back to Birkbeck and I didn't have the skills, I didn't have the information, and I didn't know what I was doing. So luckily I had plenty of time because I needed it. And I needed it because I had far too much to cover, because I didn't know the skills I needed for academic practice, particularly things like how to do all the reading, what an essay was meant to do, how to write one without going mad. Like, we can teach you all of that stuff so you can concentrate on the content. Because the thing is, like, the way I see what Birkbeck Study Skills is for is to help you work less hard in the long run. So think of it like when you learn a new app to help you do something. It takes a little bit of investment of time to learn the app, but once you've learned it, it makes your life easier. So it's the same thing. Once you know what's expected from an essay and how to go about writing them, you're set. You can concentrate on the already difficult task of taking in the material that you have to read for your courses and writing the thing in its own way. But knowing what the expectations are of your lecturers, what they want you to do and how to do it, makes your life exponentially easier. So then you can get away from your desk. Don't forget that you're doing your degree to try and improve the quality of your life. Start now. Start now with improving the quality of your life by making it easier and finding easy, straightforward ways to learn how to do things. Another thing that we offer at Birkbeck is called Studiocity. It's our writing, feedback and assignment help service. So on our team, there's 3 people. There are different numbers of people in the different schools in the learning development services in the schools, but there's not very many of us. There's about 13,000 of you, and there's about 20 of us. So what we can't do, which is what you want us to do, is to look through your essays before you hand them in and give you some feedback. So Birkbeck is now hired in a service which from a private company called Studiocity, and they hire academics to look through assignments and give feedback to students. It's an excellent service. Students really rave about it. It means that you get a fresh eye on your work that gives you feedback on your essays and assignments before you hand them in. It's not a proofreading service because we want you to feel confident in your own abilities, and we can't do the work for you, but we can help you and help point things out to help you improve your work to get those extra few marks before you hand things in. It's available to all undergraduate, postgraduate and foundation year students year round. I think you get 10 uses per year, but that's more than enough. Most students never use their whole 10 because you don't have 10 assignments every year usually. So that's something that we offer. So if you ever wanted to find your own study skills resources online, you can do it really easily. So we have a vast range of resources, but it makes you feel like, oh, I'll never know how to do this stuff unless I ask these particular staff members. How do you think we find out how to write essays, work on reading and listening, note-taking strategies, etc.? We Google it. That's how we do it. So what I do when I write a presentation about anything is I research it. The first thing I do is try and find out what other people are doing and what is the cutting edge best practice about how to go about something. And I add that to my own knowledge and I produce a workshop to give to you guys. But if you want to have a look for yourself, just to see that there are ways to find out how to do this stuff straightforwardly, just Google it. It really is your friend. But what I would counsel you to do is look for ac.uk web addresses for reliable information, i.e. other university addresses. So you can see up here, I've Googled it and I've got writing essays from the University of Leicester, University, well, a variety of universities, and I've opened a number of tabs. What I would do is choose a search term like essay writing, real simple, open 3 to 5 tabs of universities and compare the advice. Find the sites that work for you and discard the rest. And so sometimes, like, we all do plenty of reading. I've started to have my eyes checked because I do too much reading on a screen. So sometimes it's just easier and a bit more relaxing to watch a video of someone telling you how to do this stuff. So there's a particular guy who I follow, who's a study skills kind of influencer, if such a thing can exist. And it's this guy. This is Thomas Frank, the college info geek. So he runs an enormous website that you can access, but also he runs this small series called the Study Skills Crash Course. And there we go. So that's Thomas Frank. So let's open that content again. Yeah, so just to summarize so far, like, we offer a wide variety of services. So we offer like skills and writing workshops. We have staff to give you tutorials and advice. We offer a number of online resources based on the workshops, but also self-study tutorials, which I've put in the chat box, and a number of recommendations and links. That's offered both centrally and in your schools. And we have the Studiocity service to help you with your assignments before you hand them in. You can find study skills resources online if the ones that we have don't particularly suit you, or if you prefer others. So you can compare advice and see that there's a kind of recipe to writing an essay. There's a kind of method to going about university study. It usually takes students the whole first year to work out how to do it. And it just means you put in substantially more effort at the beginning than you need to. So if you work out how to go about doing things, it saves you an awful lot of effort later. You can take the study skills course before you start your course. So if you have a look, first of all, at these study skills resources. So that's it. The reason why I'm showing you finding study skills courses resources online, and I'm showing you the online tutorials that we offer on our website, is so you can see how to go about doing it without having to pay university first. You don't have to pay university to learn these skills. We employ staff like myself to help you do it, but there are ways that you can figure out for yourself, and it will just make you feel more confident. There is a method, there's a recipe. It's already hard enough, right? We know it. We know that going to university alongside your studies is already difficult enough without the difficult task of trying to do something with your eyes closed because you don't know what's expected. So, you know, we've got everything from example essays to videos showing you how to do things, from to feedback on your actual assignments. You know, everything that we can do to support you to make this an easier task than it already is will help you do as well as you possibly can. It's not going to make it easy. It's because it's not easy. University's not easy, but it's challenging to the extent to which it's going to be rewarding. So when you do something that's challenging, you come out bigger and stronger. You come out smarter. And as Thomas Frank says in the video, study skills is learning how to learn things. And it doesn't take much attention, does it, to look out into the world and to realize that things are changing technologically and practically all of the time. So we're going to be learning how to keep up and change and adapt to situations for the rest of our life. This is a shortcut to doing that. It's learning how to learn something, and you're going to be learning something new forever, not just in your degree. So the study skills are something that you take out with you. As well as just getting you through the degree, they teach you how to adapt and change and develop your skills professionally for the rest of your life. So yeah, have a look at Thomas Frank, have a look at the other things on YouTube or around and see what is helpful to you to make the whole point of this is to make your life easier. So an example of the kind of thing that we will do is, like, for example, like we've spent this year helping our students adapt to working online. So suddenly we all, the whole university, all the student body have to work out how to be at university with no university. It's not easy. So we've had to figure out how to help you guys adapt to that situation. So how do we manage our time and energy while we're studying from home? How do we not just end up on the sofa, getting distracted, getting stressed by our kids, getting stressed by our parents, like running out of energy? How do we manage that? And actually the key here throughout your degree is a growth mindset. A growth mindset means that you're not coming in with a fixed amount of intelligence and skill. That's not actually how things are. That's not the truth about how people learn. Try and aim for progress over perfection. What we're doing is getting better, and as you get better over time, your skills improve along with that improvement. So essentially, trying to do something hard makes you more intelligent. Trying to do something that's challenging improves your skill set. So you get stronger and better at things when you do things that are hard. So when you're planning your study, think about when you're going to do that. So you can do that in any particular way you want to. So you can use a notebook, an online planner, a Word document, a spreadsheet, anything you like really. Block out times that you've got fixed commitments. Block out times when you for rest and domestic commitments, because they're equally important. And after all of that, block out times when you can study and what you're going to do in that time. So I'll just put on this last slide and then we'll finish and answer any questions. Okay, so staying motivated to study, break your studies down into tiny achievable chunks. You coming to this workshop is you're done for the day. Write some notes briefly before you go off on your day about what was helpful, 3 helpful things from this workshop, and then go on with the day. You've done your task. So you can just do it in terms of, if you really don't want to study, you're really exhausted, start with 5-minute works and then stop. Build up to 10 minutes and just get 1% better every day. You can do 5-minute tasks, so you can look at your reading list and decide what you're going to read next. You can arrange your desk or workspace for when you do some work later. You can put in your diary when you're going to do some half-hour chunks this week. If you're really exhausted and you can't do things, turn off the computer and get away from your desk. Raise some energy. Go out of your head, engage your body, stand up, go for a walk, run up the stairs, do anything at all physical, because I know science is amazing. It's found out that the brain is in fact inside the body, and therefore if your body is working efficiently and well, your mind works better. It's just not an accident. So like if your brain's not functioning, move your body and it will help change your mindset. And always after any effort, make sure you reward yourself. Have a short break, a cup of tea, a chat with a friend, trip outside. When you reward the good behavior that you want to encourage, it will encourage you to repeat it.